Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fourth episode of Must Be Catchy podcast. I'm your host, Trevor Monreal. Other host over here, John. How you doing?
Doing very well. How are you doing today?
Doing well, thank you. Okay. Then our other host over here, Omnidystrophic. How
Hello.
you doing?
That's me. That's me right here. I'm doing fantastic, as always.
Okay, that's good to hear. Okay, our first guest for this week is the last Capricorn, or Kelsey. How you doing?
Good. Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And our last guest over here is Donut, or Gabriel. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Thank you, everyone, for asking me how I'm doing.
Trevor, we care about you, okay?
Yeah.
I
No,
do. I want to know how you're doing. Come
Yeah, I
on.
feel a little sick, but besides that, I'm glad everyone's checking
Hey,
up
we
on
care.
me.
Coronavirus.
All right. Well, I guess we can just hop right into it. The first thing we can talk about today is a bunch of streamers got banned this week, and actually, it's kind of a developing story. And I think it's like TriHex, Bad Bunny, and a couple of more. I don't really know. There's a bunch
Like
of low
TriHex got banned?
Yeah, TriHex got banned, and a lot of other streamers got banned too because they were live streaming the debates. But the thing is, even TriHex was live streaming just the subtitles, just the subtitles. It wasn't anything else, and I think he's back. I think he's back now. But yeah, they get banned for live streaming the debates. But people like Destiny didn't get banned for it, and he was streaming the Minecraft section. Either way, that was pretty interesting. And now it's looking like the whole thing was like a fraud. Like someone pretended to be a copyright thing. Because the thing is, on Twitch, if you get a DMCA on your account at all, then you're gonna just get banned. It doesn't matter if it's like a fake DMC or as long as you get a DMC, that's like it. And they all got one, and now it's looking like the person's like was fake all along. It was like a fake company pretending to be like CBS.
How do you pretend to be CBS?
Well,
Well,
that's the
carefully,
question. I
Twitch.
don't understand how Twitch lets this
Carefully.
happen in the first place.
Yeah, like
Okay,
they
so
wouldn't validate who it is.
I think I think it falls more on Twitch's end there
Yeah.
because they can easily just because I'm assuming if they were just streaming like the debate, then they could have just contacted whoever owns the broadcasting rights to the debate and see if they truly submitted a strike.
so there's a kid, I guess in Wisconsin, who made a political, like he was a senator running for senate or whatever, not Twitch account, Twitter account, and he got verified as a like political candidate Twitter account by Twitter.
That's
That's
awesome.
insane.
That's awesome, actually.
And how old was he?
I don't know, he's some high schooler.
It's
so,
hilarious.
so
Hey,
it's like
depending on what their city says, he could be mayor when he's 18.
It's
he
true.
was
There
running
are
for
there are
Congress.
dog mayors.
That's what it said. Like, he said, I'm
Hey.
running for Congress, and he got verified as a high schooler. That's hilarious. Like, so what I'm saying is, their
More than
automated
his high school
system,
career.
or their people who go through and verify these, aren't doing a significantly like good enough job.
Yeah, like if a high schooler can just be verified on Twitter of all places as a political running candidate for Congress, then I don't know. It kind of makes sense that Twitch would be like, I guess you're CBS. I guess this is your content. Buy to these streamers, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but that happens all the time. Isn't that like the staple of that? Oh, like Borat. I mean, what's that guy's real name?
The guy from in England, the UK.
Yeah. I mean, this is like a staple of his content. He like tricked.
Oh, Boris Johnson.
No.
Oh, yeah.
that's the leader of. No, I'm talking about.
I know who he is.
Name.
Sasha Noam Baron Cohen.
Sacha Baron Cohen. Yeah, he like.
I just said that.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Yeah, he don't forget to use your push talk, Kelsey. By the way.
Damn.
Okay, sorry, yeah, just making sure. Yeah,
You have some
he
noise-canceling
tricks
headphones.
senators all the time. He tricks senators all the time, and they don't know it's him. They just think it's like he's like a random person. I don't know. It's funny. But yeah, on Twitch, and it's really weird for me because this is the second time it's happened, but the first time it was legitimate. Like they actually got banned for streaming the debates. That's TriHex's second strike, but it got removed.
I can't believe people are banning TriHex. Like, he literally has an emote on Twitch. I feel like he should have some immunity. I don't know. Because, like, everyone knows he's wholesome. Everyone knows he's not doing shady shit, you know?
Beyond that, though, like, I understand copyrights for, like, creative content, like, intellectual properties, but it's a debate. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of fucked up that CBS can just own that and be like, you're not allowed to watch it unless you watch it on our station.
Yeah,
Well,
like
there's
I feel like it should be public domain at a certain point. Like it's
Creative
a
Commons is what it is, right? Creative
Or-
Commons,
It-
like I'll let you go, Gabriel.
Yeah, it like it in like a legal sense, they do own all the broadcasting rights for any type of um production, I guess you could say. So in like an entirely legal sense, they can do that. Um, it's just how do I word this?
really shady looking.
It's like it's just shady because it's hard to me it doesn't make sense. For instance, like the YouTube algorithm, especially like coming in and when somebody has like giving credit to CBS for their broadcasting right, like explaining that they do own all the rights. Um, but basically, yeah, I do. I mean, I understand it. I don't necessarily agree with it. It's just if you're making money off of somebody that already owns all the copyrights for it, it doesn't make sense in my head to be able to make money off of somebody that's already paying for all of the broadcasting rights and all the production that goes into streaming or watching
yeah,
something like that.
but like also
No,
isn't
I totally understand that.
but isn't it also like a thing with intellectual property to change it into such a medium or style or whatever to where you now own like that thing? So like isn't streaming it and you commenting over it and like talking about it, not necessarily just
That's a
broadcasting
really,
it on
Well,
really
the
itself?
thing
iffy.
is,
That's a really
where it gets
iffy.
shady is when you start monetizing it.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
shouldn't
but
necessarily be a problem if you're just like not getting any type of ad revenue. Like you cannot make a single cent off of using somebody else's intellectual property, and you do have to give credit in a
okay.
very like thorough sense.
So hypothetically, let's say TriHex has because like donations technically aren't making money off of what he's doing, right? Like
But
it's technically
see,
tips, right?
Kind
all
of
And then
is
yeah,
though, yeah.
yeah. I technically it is, but he's providing a service as well.
yeah,
So
but
like I don't entirely understand how you would declare like donations from Twitch, for instance, on a tax form.
oh,
But
I went I looked into it. It's basically a self-run business kind of deal.
Yeah, it counts.
okay, so then
You
yeah,
have
so
to.
that yeah,
It's
Yeah.
tricky though because like even as a server or bartender, like tips aren't a donation, tips
Yeah,
aren't
you're
a
supposed to
gift.
technically
Tips are
report those
taxed.
too. Yeah,
exactly, and you have to report those. So then if it
Anything
works
over
that same way
500,
for
yeah.
Twitch,
yeah.
that's still considered making money
So,
off of it.
but no, but I could see that if he was just, let's say, rebroadcasting the debate, right? Just putting it on his channel and getting money for it. But if he's like going through it and talking about it with his viewers and, or even thinking out loud, just talking about it and
For
like giving his own
like,
thing, like wouldn't that not change the intellectual property in any like,
No, it doesn't.
enough?
No.
I don't think it changes the original
Well,
content
if
enough.
I-
You have to
Really?
like remix it or edit the content
you would
to
have
make
to
a
Okay.
satire opinion.
you would have to silence. I know if he eliminated all audio, I know
He did though. Remember,
Did
TriHex
he?
was watching only the subtitles.
Yeah,
we
I
went over
didn't
this.
even
Yeah.
fake clone, yeah.
I didn't catch or read too much into it, but like if like it's just iffy. Like he could technically, if they were to file a lawsuit, like they wouldn't file a lawsuit because that is a really iffy thing. Is
That's why they
because
just
he's still
can
using
copyright
all the
strike.
visual.
Yeah.
You have to. He's still using all the visual content, but if he's repurposing like the actual conversation, then yeah. So like I don't think CBS would ever think of filing a lawsuit for copyright infringement because of the fact that it is so shady of an area
Yeah.
Yeah.
too.
Well,
But I also think it just falls on Twitch, honestly,
well, the
to
problem.
Yeah, I
a
don't.
certain extent, to be able to recognize, because it's Twitch that hands out these bans,
Yeah.
and they need to be able to, I would say, advocate for the streamers a little bit more to be able to, and then define, like the set parameters for what is considered intellectual property versus being able to alter it.
Yeah, well, a big
Sure.
problem with that too is now companies like CBS isn't get like copyright striking people. They're hiring a major company that copyright strikes everything on the internet because there's so much money in that now. So it's like
Yeah.
CBS just hires this company who also work for like Twitch streamers, maybe even who like copyright strike YouTubers, and YouTubers are these companies who
Yeah.
copyright strike Twitch streamers. You know what I mean? So it's like
Well,
all thing like So Twitch might not even know if this company's legit. Like, it could have got formed yesterday, and their first client in the CBS for all they know. You know?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's just disturbing to me because, it's up to the patent or like copyright holder and to prove to somebody to in a court of law with preponderance of evidence. You have to be able to prove that yes, this person is copying my original design, art, stuff like that to be able to claim or to get any type of financial payout or to be able to just completely remove it from the market. And that's why it's concerning because Twitch just like hands it out. Like somebody, like you said, just came in, said, "Okay, I appreciate this is a copyright infringement," and they just come in and bang, bam, like banned without any type of, I would assume, evidence or
Yeah,
legal understanding of how
No,
it
they
really
just get
works.
just based off
You
hearsay,
just gotta get
right?
a DMCA
Yeah.
and banned.
Eh, In my personal opinion, I think Twitch needs to do a better job of protecting some of their streamers as well. So
For sure.
Yeah, you see a lot of streamers getting banned for some kind of
yeah.
minor things that you would think, why did they get banned for
Well,
that?
yeah, it's like a give and take too, because also since Twitch does allow us to use that type of platform,
Right.
ultimately it would be them getting the lawsuit for
And like,
Yeah.
allowing somebody to broadcast
Or they
copyrighted
could lose their
content.
safe harbor status, which would be like
So
pretty
I
big
like
deal.
honestly, it's just usually them being cheapskate, like just trying to save a few dollars. Is just by without any type of evidence, just issuing a ban to be safe, so then they potentially won't have to
yeah,
get.
and these are like people's jobs, right? So like they might not,
Yeah,
like they might like be ignorant of the law, like don't know like what they're doing could be copyright stricken or whatever, and like their channel banned for temporarily. So I don't know, like for Twitch to just be like not even verifying that this is the right person
yeah.
doing this that affects people's livelihoods, and it's like,
Oh,
you
absolutely.
know,
And
it seems like they kind of dropped the ball a little bit.
yeah, but I don't know exactly how their terms of service and usage works, but
For sure.
just from what it sounds like, that's what they're doing. Is that I know ultimately it would be Twitch that would get in trouble. I mean, maybe if you make a large enough income off of the copyrighted material, would the individual person be subject to a lawsuit? But yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
It's just such
I
a
think it
gray
goes
area
back. I think
that
it kind of goes into what YouTube does with the who's responsible, and it'd probably be you're putting out that content. You're probably the one who's responsible for it.
the YouTube algorithm, well, they use that, the YouTube algorithm in order to filter out those like the violate terms of service. And there's so much stuff that gets just away, like they just get. I think it's bad. I think they need to work on how that algorithm works and is able to identify and pick out certain
For sure,
videos.
there's some weird shit on YouTube.
Absolutely. Like there's this one guy that like when Juice World died, the rapper, he like I don't even know this channel's name, but like it's a big like children's channel, and the title says talk talking to Juice World from the dead over cell phone
Oh, I
Oh
real
my
saw
life.
this,
And
dude.
this is
Oh
god.
my
I saw
man,
this. This
this
is
is
fucked
under
up.
like yeah,
Probably
so
Jay Station because he's a fucking
I
piece
that's
of shit.
messed
I
up.
think that like he literally all these videos are just like him claim
That's
like
the same
two
YouTuber who faked his girlfriend's death.
yeah, and like this is like kids are like, this is a YouTube channel that's like designated for children to be able to be monetized, It's ridiculous to me.
Oh yeah,
You can't
didn't
be like
YouTube start cracking down on that?
well, yeah, and they primarily use that YouTube algorithm to help identify and filter out certain videos that they would deem not suitable for whatever category, like restrictions that it may have, or just if it violates terms of service or terms of like YouTube's terms of service. And there's
Well,
just
that's
so
just
much stuff. Like
shit that's like legal but weird. And then there's stuff that like,
no,
pedophile rings and
no, but like the whole I think it was like a jump scare type thing that they were having run on YouTube. I forgot. It's like it would be like a children's video, and then they're able to replace like a frame of it with like some scary pop
Oh
music.
yeah, I heard
no,
about
that's
this.
Oh
You
Dude,
hear
that's
man,
about
so fucked
that's
up.
oh, I never knew.
that's the YouTube algorithm fucking up. Like honestly, like for it to not be able to identify that. I mean,
Well, I mean,
Fred,
it's
Fred,
one
how I
frame,
well, it's
like
not a frame. No, it's like a 5 second screaming clip.
oh, it's a five scan.
I misspoke with a frame, but it's like a
Yeah,
5 second screaming clip that like terrifies kids. Like it happened to a guy
Yeah.
that lives locally here, and It's just the YouTube algorithm, since they have nobody really monitoring it, and it's just purely an artificial intelligence. It fucks up sometimes.
Yeah. Plus, parents should be letting their kids watch just YouTube autoplay. That's where like
And
these
yeah,
people get like
that's
millions
the
and millions
argument.
of
That's
views.
also part of the argument. But then I do believe they need to do a better. I mean, like there's some crazy stuff too
Oh yeah,
that
there's some
certain people
fucked
get
up
away
stuff
with
on
posting. Yeah,
YouTube.
so like, and kids aren't stupid. They know to when they're putting in their birthday to scroll down 50 years. Like.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we all did it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We
But
all.
also, it does
We all
fall
did
into
it.
the argument like the parents should be monitoring and stuff like that. But
Actually, wait. I think I was pre-internet. When did the internet like become a thing in households?
The 90s, 80s or 90s,
So,
early
like,
2000s.
as a
Early
young
90s.
yeah,
as a young child, I wasn't
Mid-90s.
affected by that. But like during my teenage years, I was for sure like, I'm fucking 57. Let me go look at all
Yeah.
this shit.
I 100% grew up in
me and
the
Alex are
day and age of.
boomers.
Yeah, you guys are
yeah.
freaking old.
Because of
I
how
grew
old
up in the
we are.
age of like we have one computer in the living room, so like my mom's behind me watching everything I do.
Yeah.
Well, I was in the era of unplugging the
This
phones.
is-
Unplugging the phones so we can plug in the internet. Then we can have internet for a while, but we can't send internet for too long, or else we'll miss calls. So we have to unplug the internet, then plug the phones
That's
back in.
old
You
school.
can't have internet and phones at the same
Context,
time.
man. Hell yeah.
I grew up in the day and age.
Oh
of
my god,
internet.
John.
No,
Yeah,
I grew up with computers in every room. Is like the thing I experienced,
No,
right?
yeah, because I'm assuming
Like, you guys are
John and I
boomers.
are like a similar age, so that we grew up parallel with like the internet growing up.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
became,
for
like, a
sure.
Yeah,
mainstream.
me and Alex are
You didn't
pre-internet.
go parallel unless you had dial.
Are you
I guess
gatekeeping
you
my
got it.
internet experience right now, Kelsey?
We are gatekeeping.
Fucking Zoomer.
Fucking Zoomer. Man, look at this
That's
Rick.
funny.
Look at this boomer.
I feel like Kelsey's in the
Trying to-
middle.
talking to me.
Kelsey's in the middle between a boomer and a zoomer. Me and Alex are boomers.
Oh, so she's a millennial?
I'm a pure millennial.
I am a
Freaking-
millennial.
Well,
Look at
we're
these
technically-
millennials telling
For 2 hours
me.
a day.
We're all technically millennials here, okay?
Hey, I'm actually not. I'm actually like Gen X or like
Nah.
Y or Z or something like that. I'm a millennial. I'm like
Oh my
just,
god,
like,
you got
out-
super robotic for me.
Oh, that's lucky.
Do you go super robotic for anyone else? Or is that, or am I just
Yeah, me too.
Okay, cool.
Your shit into the bricks.
Oh god. Okay.
BB boop bop.
All right. So next we have. You guys want to talk about the Dow Jones?
Holy shit.
Yeah,
your voice
we'll talk.
is so
Yeah, we'll
robotic.
talk about it. Fix your mic.
Okay.
Yeah, Dow Jones shopping out.
Am I back?
Yay! There you go.
All right. I just
All right.
unplugged it and replugged it.
Nice. Proud of you, brother. Okay. Second topic. Dow Jones drops 1,200 points, the most in history, on the back of the coronavirus scare, also the coronavirus slowing down the economy.
I'm
Oh
buying
man,
so much
global
stock right now.
stocks going down hardcore.
Yeah, I'm buying so much stuff right now. It's ridiculous.
Are you really? Are you really?
Yeah. Now,
Oh.
now is the time to get in.
This is the crash, dude. When you gotta buy low. This is the
no,
low.
bro,
This is
no,
that low.
Yeah, this isn't a crash though, because it's gonna.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Obviously, it's gonna shoot back up eventually.
There's a theory that like we can't crash anymore because if you think of
Too many safety nets?
when you think of traders, like most traders aren't humans anymore, they're robots. And once we hit a
True.
certain price, there's going to be a massive amount of buying. Just like millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of spending, if not billions, from just like robots picking in and buying once the price hits a certain low to give it an artificial bump. And it's like there's a lot of people saying that like we can't even crash that hard anymore. But I mean, obviously there's like things ups and downs, but like there's a huge safety net in regards to like how low we can get right now.
Well, because those robots, those are actual people or institutions that place like buy orders for certain stocks at certain prices, for instance.
It's all AI, of course.
Yeah.
No, I don't know how it all works at all.
So when it comes to looking at the current comment and the current dip in the Dow Jones, the reason why I want to be getting into it right now, especially just like literally anything and everything, because there's so much confidence still in the market is the thing. If you look at the
Yeah.
graph, and how people are selling off all these major, like Apple, for instance, is
Tesla Tindies.
it's you could see that it's kind of like an exponential decrease, which pretty much shows you that people, it's a reaction. So there was an initial sell-off, which coronavirus, for instance, people started getting a little scared, and then somebody or something, somebody with enough money, or in my opinion, enough money, was able to sell off a decent enough amount to scare the market into people reacting towards that decrease. So then what you'll also notice is that if you were to look at Apple's graph, is that it's kind of ups and downs. People are at the same time people are dumping stock, people are also acquiring a decent amount of chunks on its way down, which is gonna, on a graph, adjust the graph to smooth out at the bottom, and then eventually it'll come back up because
Alright,
of the
so
price that it'll be hitting.
all right, so we're not crashing, but we're going very
No,
far
absolutely
down.
not. No, yeah,
Very
far
far down
down,
though.
but not any. We're not going to be crashing.
Yeah,
Absolutely
yeah.
not.
Well, yeah,
Not.
and as soon as the coronavirus is over, everything's going to return back to normal.
Well,
if not
no,
bounce
sure.
harder.
So like all my medical, like my positions in medical companies, and well, especially my dad's. My dad helped me get into it. But anyway, so like if you were to look at my dad's portfolio and his positions in medical companies, medical equipment, the manufacturer of medical equipment primarily, he is just it's crazy. My dad's portfolio is 15% above the Dow average.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
he knows what's going on. So like
So
my
if so
dad's
once it goes
portfolio
shoots
right
back
now,
up, he'll have a lot
my
like
dad,
money.
yeah,
Yeah.
trust me, it's kind of
That's pretty awesome.
yeah. And if you know what you're doing, because it's not anybody can just get into the stock market and like
No,
make
yeah.
money. You got to know what you're doing. And then if you do, right now, you could be, some people are just become like, literally you could watch people become millionaires
All right.
overnight on the stock market.
Guys, I got to get into some spindies with the stock market, guys.
Oh no.
I'll see you. I'll see you next time when I'm a
What they
millionaire.
say,
Man,
whenever
roll the
you're,
dice, my guy. Roll
I'll
the
be a
dice with me.
millionaire the next time you see me.
They say,
Yeah,
they say,
roll the dice with me, man.
once your shoe shiner starts giving you stock advice, that's when to get out. So
Mhm.
whenever John feels confident to go in, I'm gonna get out. And then whenever John feels like getting out, I'm gonna go in. John's gonna be my shoe shiner, okay?
But yeah,
That's not fair. I have brains. I'm not smooth.
yeah, it's very important to also, you should never be looking at right now in the stock market. You gotta be looking 3 months, 6 months down the line.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially with the graphs. It's
Right.
literally an active graph of showing what people are thinking of in like the daily. I mean, not even economically. It's just what people are generally thinking of in the United States, for instance. Is that you can watch what people are thinking.
So
Kind of funny,
Kelsey, Alex, what do you guys think about all this?
actually.
Well, Kelsey has like 300 grand in the stock market right now, so.
Do you really, Kelsey?
No.
That Roth IRA. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, I need to switch my Roth
I'm
over.
just sitting on this wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, I actually don't have a single portfolio stock, so maybe I should go get into it now. It seems like the time, huh?
I need to switch my
Just
Roth
honestly
over.
though, if you have an opportunity to open up some kind of Roth IRA or anything and just put $10 even, like from a paycheck,
All right.
20 years down the
Paychecks,
line.
imagine.
No, like
Um,
if you get some kind of paycheck, you get any type of like federal loan or something. If you just want to throw like $10 here and there.
What
by the
about
time you're,
$100
like,
all at
50
once into a Roth IRA?
Hey man, if you anything, like if you start out with
Yeah.
anything and just add here and there just whenever you think you can,
So-
by the time you're 40, 50 years old, like you'll have enough for retirement. Like you
I
wouldn't
think in my-
necessarily have to worry as much for retirement. It's just a smart
think-
thing to be doing at such a
That's
young
if
age.
inflation doesn't like fucking kill us in the next
Speaking of
10
that, I
Yeah.
need to.
Nah.
All right, Alex, what do you got
I
to check
need-
out?
Oh, I gotta increase my percentage of my paycheck to go to my Roth. Right now, I'm putting about
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
yeah?
Well,
6%.
it's literally
So-
like the way I look at it, especially with how young everybody is in this podcast. Like, it's literally just if you can add stuff there, you might as well. Like, there's no point.
The
And if
younger
you're $20 here and there, even is like better than nothing. So
same thing like mutual funds and shit. If you do mutual funds are a pretty good way to
And
do it.
especially right now, because of the way the stock market is looking, it would be really, if you wanted to increase that percentage of your paycheck that's going into it, it would be a really smart move to do.
All right, so it sounds like we all are going to become millionaires in about a
Yep.
year from now.
True.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just remember this. Remember this moment when you make your Roth IRA. You get some CDs, get some 401ks. We're gonna be millionaires, boys and girl.
How much do we think it's gonna keep dropping? Because it's still dropping.
Well, let's look.
I don't know, man. Like, how low can it drop? I don't really understand how it all works.
Well, there's a
So-
certain number, and if it hits 0, then we're pretty much going to be hunters and gatherers again.
All right, what number is it right now?
So for instance, if you were to, if you guys have iPhones, if you just go into like the Apple,
Imagine.
yeah, if you just go into the Apple app they have for it, so you can look at, hold on, can I get the 2-year spread?
I'm muting myself real quick.
The 6-month one is where it starts like.
Yeah,
you can
so if
really
you look at
tell.
the, so for instance, if you pull up the S&P 500 here, what is like, you can see the December 21st, 2018 dip. I believe is that what event was that happened? Anyways, so you see that S&P 500 during December 21st, 2018 dip to $2,416. And then if you were to look 2 years earlier than this, I do believe there you would see another dip. Not
So
April.
I mean, it sounds
It's a
like
cycle.
dips in.
No, but
Yeah,
it's a cycle. So
it sounds like ebbs and flows. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So if you, I mean, you have you're going to school for computer engineering, like
Yeah.
basic mathematical principles that define graphs and stuff are applied to like showing and trying to describe, like, for instance, exponential growth. So
Yeah.
you'll see that, can I get this bigger? All right. So in 1 week at the bottom, you can already see that it's leveling out, that the S&P 500 is kind of leveling out on the week chart. And then to the month chart, yeah, you can see that it's starting to level out at the bottom of that dip of 2865.
So it sounds
So
like in
it's starting,
6
yeah.
months it's going to be going up again.
But if you notice the bottom, before it started leveling out is higher than the December 21st dip. So that means whatever scare we had, regardless of, hold on, what is that?
Well, I think the
drop?
big problem is how fast it dropped in such a short amount of time, right?
Well,
Because
dude,
it
that
went down
happens all the
1,200 points. Well, I mean, 1,200 points, like that's.
But people
low
don't
so
realize
far.
that stuff happens all the time. Like,
Yeah.
for instance, like Apple
Well, not
stock.
to this extent, but yeah.
Yeah.
But like if you watch like day trading, literally you could see just at one point it's just 500 down, 200 up, and it just happens all the time. And also part of it that is influencing the sudden drop is media. Media plays a significant role in people's decision making when it comes to trading.
Well, yeah, there's a big scare right now. I know that because I
It's
spent like
speaking-
5 hours last night googling coronavirus stuff.
Yeah,
Up
Trevor,
here in
you
Alaska-
get
Speaking
really
of
into looking
media.
at that.
Dude, today the first, well, I guess it was
All
yesterday.
right, Alex,
the
we'll
first
get back to you in a
person
sec.
First person in Oregon got diagnosed, dude. So I'm getting spooked.
Oh, that's actually terrifying for you. I hope you're okay.
Well, I think
Yeah, no,
I think
that's
Florida's
the
getting
thing.
slammed anyways.
Everybody's gonna die.
This school teacher in Oregon hadn't traveled outside the country. They don't know how she got it.
No.
Musk, I don't know. Magic.
I'm
It's community
honestly
spreading.
not.
There's people who don't know.
I'm
about
honestly
it.
not that worried about it.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not worried.
yes,
Hey,
but like,
Alex.
Honestly, if you're a young, healthy adult, like, you shouldn't be concerned unless you're an
No,
infant or an elderly person.
absolutely. And the current, I mean,
It's no worse than catching the flu. Like, you'll be
Yeah.
fine.
I think the
Yeah.
problem is that it hospitalizes you so quickly compared to the regular flu.
yes.
Even if you are a
If
healthy
you're
person.
immunocompromised.
No,
Yeah,
like even if you're not, like, because like the flu, I saw this and it said like the way the flu works is that it has like a secondary respiratory attack or something like that, which requires hospitalization. The coronavirus doesn't need that secondary attack; it could do that in the primary attack. So, if you're not necessarily immunocompromised, the rates that people are going to the hospital are much more than that than the flu, and that's what like the big problem is. It's just like our hospitals being able to have a high enough turnaround, or they have enough space to have all these people, like not necessarily deaths, but just
Yeah.
the rates that people need medical care.
Okay.
That's what it seems to be.
Accessibility to that.
All right, all right. Alex got something to say here. I'm interested.
All right.
Yes.
So speaking of media scare, and we'll go on
Yes,
this
sir.
into the coronavirus here. The media, I guess someone asked like people if they're more likely to buy the Corona or not, and I guess like 30% of them said no, they don't want to drink Corona now.
Dude, I
But that
bet
also
there's
goes on
doctors-
how the question is phrased, like. But
Oh my
like
God.
people think that the Corona drink, like Corona beer, was linking to the coronavirus and catch the virus
Oh,
off that.
I would joke about that.
Well, I think it's just marketing association. Like, it's not like they're afraid they're gonna get the coronavirus from a beer. It's like, no, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
it's just
pick that
quick.
one.
Yeah, it's just.
I will still
Yeah,
drink
that too.
Corona. Kidding me?
Yeah, I like Corona. I like
Cheap
Corona.
beer anyway.
I love Corona. I'm not gonna
Corona's
lie.
great.
Especially
Beer
with
bread-
that lime.
Oh, I can tell you about my beer bread recipe. Oh,
You
I
know
can-
why you put the lime in it, right?
You have to put the lime in it, yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you know why?
Oh, no, I do not know why. I just know it makes it better.
Just make
People only started doing that to keep the fucking bugs out of their beer. It's not even a flavor.
Oh my God, that's so
Yeah.
funny.
It's just ruled by marketing again.
Well, no,
Hey,
because even with Blue
actually,
Moon wheat beer, you add an orange slice, and it. Oh no, you don't think that's the way?
The
That's
reason
Shock
you
Top.
put an orange and blue moon is because the artistic director who filmed the
You can also do a shock top though.
like the first commercial or took the first promotional pictures was like, it needs more color. Let me slap an orange on that bit.
No, that's hilarious.
Have you
actually.
drank
That,
Blue
like,
Moon with and then without the orange? Oh, it does add a flavor. In my
does.
opinion, better.
But
I
honestly,
think the orange
So,
overpowers
like,
it, but that's just me.
dropping
Really?
some credentials, I work at a brewery.
Oh,
And most brewers will tell you don't put fruit in your beer because the oils on the rind will destroy the foam. It'll ruin your head.
okay.
And like, yeah, it adds flavor, but the flavor of your beer should be good enough that you don't need to add
True.
fruit to your shit.
The credentials I have
Shitty
for
beer,
brew,
by all means, add a lime to it.
the credentials I have for beer making is I'm literally taking a class in it at this moment, and I've brewed my own beer. That's my credentials.
I've drank a lot of beer in my lifetime.
Yeah, I drink a lot.
I'm just
so-
saying it's all marketing.
So yeah, the scary thing about the coronavirus. Let's go back to that. So is as you said, people don't know how to like protect themselves against. That's the scariest part. The easiest way to protect yourself from any sort of outbreak is hygiene. So obviously washing hands and shit like that. But you'll see people like wearing face masks and stuff like that aren't sick. That's not how you
Yeah,
prevent yourself from getting sick. You wear a face mask if you are sick, so it
Yeah.
catches all the molecules, not the molecules, but all the water vapor back out of your sneezes, your breathing, coughing, stuff like
The
that.
sick
That's
shit.
why- yeah, a mask isn't going to filter out the virus.
Yeah, like if you touch your eyes after you touch something that's affected, it still can infect you
Yeah.
through that mucous membrane. So
Yeah.
but it's give and take because also part of the reason why these super bugs come around is because we sanitize way more than if you go by like evolutionary, like if you believe in that stuff, so, like because we do sanitize and use antibiotics way more than we necessarily should be.
Oh yeah,
Because then all these viruses and bacteria are able to mutate to become these superbugs when we don't have any current vaccines or antibiotics that could fight these.
Well, So to be fair with viruses, like the antibiotics wouldn't do anything
yeah.
because they're
Yeah.
only for bacterial
To be
infections.
fair.
Neutralizing
to be
antibodies.
fair to the
So,
viruses,
well, because of certain antibiotics and how they work is that they're able to identify, let's say, like the virus has a certain RNA or, I can't off the top of my, I gotta make sure.
It's like
maybe
antigens
virus.
and
I don't
shit.
believe I don't believe viruses actually have RNA, but so like a
thought
virus,
viruses were
for
RNA.
instance, I don't know exactly how like the behavior, like the characteristics of coronavirus is, but let's
It's
say
man-made.
we can create an antibiotic that can identify the virus to attach itself to it to let our antibodies know that we need to attack it. Is that because our immune systems can't necessarily identify the certain virus in order to attack it right now. So that's how it's able to infiltrate cells to make us sick.
yeah.
So
Yeah, remember when we all had
I don't
the
know. It's just like but this happens like for instance in 1918, like the influenza
Mhm.
outbreak, Ebola outbreak, and then what else? We had another one, I think during the 80s or like 70s or 80s. It's
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We had swine flu in like the 2000s.
exactly like
Yeah,
when
I
when
remember that
when I
scare.
was in elementary school,
H1Z1.
that's crazy. Yeah.
And then wait, I just realized there's a game with
H1Z1?
that.
I don't think it's
Wait, yeah, I don't know.
H1Z1.
I said the game. What's the actual strain?
H2N1.
It was a.
H2N1.
I was close.
H2N1 and
I was close.
H1N1,
Pretty close.
H1N1 too.
The H1Z1
H1Z1.
outbreak happened in 2016. I remember.
Oh,
I don't know, man. It was a pretty virus game. I'm not gonna lie. Trevor, what were you? You were gonna say something, huh?
Oh yeah, remember like it was just like 5 years ago when, or even less than that maybe, when we had to ban all antibacterial soap because we were realizing that it was just fucking making like breeding more and more powerful bacteria.
Well, yeah, that's
No, I was not
something that-
aware.
Yeah, no,
Because
we
we're
can't have antibacterial soap anymore. It's all gone.
Really?
So-
Really?
That doesn't seem right.
No, it is.
No, exactly.
I'm
because-
fact
no,
checking,
you
I'm
have to
fact
realize
checking.
We're not exposing our immune systems to the level or amounts of bacteria that, let's say, like from 50 years ago. So then it's not able to keep up with some of these fast mutating bacteria or viruses, for instance, to fight them off.
So here's the awesome thing about soap, and the reason why it works so well, because you can think of bacteria kind of like oil and water. So whenever you use soap and hot water on your hands, it actually carries that bacteria. It allows them to kind of become soluble off of your hands, and all those oils to come off your hands and be able to be washed off your hands. So that's how you help decrease it. If you just use water, you're not removing any of that bacteria because water
Correct.
doesn't bind to the oil in your hands.
Yeah.
And
So that's why you use soap and hot water.
it's like there's actually a big argument that instead of washing your hands afterwards, they recommend that you wash your hands beforehand.
But again,
because
no,
there's more-
us really.
Yeah, no, because there's actually more harmful bacteria on the palms of your hands than on, let's say, like genitalia that you'll be touching, for instance.
Yeah.
So there,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
so
yeah,
like,
my genitals are way
so there's
cleaner
less
than my
there's
hands.
potentially there's actually less harmful bacteria and on your private parts or your genitalia, for instance, than on the palms of your hands.
Yeah, but like, why not wash your hands before that so like whatever you've been touching doesn't spread to you?
Exactly. No, that's exactly
And
what
then,
I said.
yeah. So, but like, and then when you use the restroom, you can wash it again, just because like because you guys like probably maybe touch the toilet paper, the handle of the whatever.
Clean free.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
have to realize that still, though, the amount of harmful bacteria that's
Yeah,
maybe
I mean-
say, on the handle or you opening or touching the seat isn't nearly as much as that you have on the palms of your hands, in which you're touching literally like so many things. All
I don't
the
know.
I
time.
think
throughout
John's
the
is
day,
saying
so-
why not do both.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
too, I mean, I don't know the actual like.
I mean,
Like,
I work in food service. I have to wash my hands before
Oh,
I go
yeah,
to the
but, like,
bathroom, after I go to the
That's
bathroom, and
kinda just
after I
like
leave the
Exactly,
bathroom.
like
yeah.
that's just reasonable. Like I wouldn't want that not happening, you know.
Yeah.
When I was
You are preparing food for people, so
yeah, when I was working in food service, they weren't like you have to wash your hands before you this, but after this. But we did have to constantly wear gloves. Like if you were doing anything and you weren't wearing gloves, like
Oh, absolutely.
big oof, you know.
Did you
Yeah,
change your
absolutely.
gloves or you
It's a
just use one
weird
pair of
rule.
gloves?
It's like
I
anything
changed,
that's
Trevor. I would change my gloves
not
like
gonna be
3 or 4
close.
times, making one order. Like that's the kind of level I
Yeah,
was changing my
but
gloves.
was that you or was that company policy? Because if your company policy is just like just wear gloves, and that's not necessarily. any
I
better.
don't know if it's company policy, but the managers at my particular place, they weren't stupid, so they made sure that everyone who was working at my particular place was changing their gloves that much.
Yeah, I think it
So-
varies state by state too. So
It does.
code-wise. So I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Michigan,
Oregon's pretty lax.
Michigan, for
Food
instance,
science is
you have
well,
to wear
food hygiene science, I guess you want to call it. But like, obviously, you change your gloves. If you wouldn't have the same person dealing with meats as you would vegetables.
Well, yeah. So like, if you're,
So-
I'm pretty sure it's like if you're coming in direct contact with the
Yeah.
food, like with your hands, you need to wear gloves. But if you're using a spatula, for instance, you don't necessarily.
But at the same time, like,
like you might as well.
if you're
like,
using
Might as well.
unclean hands to put on a fucking glove, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Hygiene.
well, yeah.
Use hygiene.
We got off topic.
Yeah,
there.
we
Moral of
got
the story:
hygiene.
use
Yeah.
hygiene in your day-to-day life. Smart,
Brush your
and,
teeth.
and you'll be fine. There's nothing to worry about if you're just not stupid with your hygiene.
Okay, well,
Don't touch your face if your hands are dirty.
Thank you,
Make sure
John.
they're clean.
Okay.
Like-
while we're on the coronavirus topic, kind of still, the CS:GO live audience has been canceled for IEM Katowice, which is in Poland.
Katowice.
Oh, that's beautiful pronunciation. Thank you. Yeah, so that's been canceled now. Live audiences for League of Legends in South Korea have been canceled for a long time, and then and in China you can't even play League of Legends like professionally right now.
LPL is no longer a thing right now.
Yeah, so we're kind of getting just like all live events, just like getting slammed for esports right now.
Talks about the Olympics being delayed and postponed in Japan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, because Japan's getting slammed hard too.
Here's the funny part. So Akira's about a movie that in 2020 there was an outbreak. Trevor said, "Oh, he did not say anything." I watched his lips move, and I was like, "Trevor's gonna say something about this."
Oh no,
But
I was just excited.
It's about a movie in 2020 in Japan that there was a serious outbreak, and they had to postpone the Olympics in that movie, and they predicted this way back in the 80s.
Yeah, Akira.
Oof. That's a big old yikes for me, dog.
Yeah. Did you know, fun fact, that any
Probably
country
not.
that has hosted the Olympics has lost like
Money and a lot of stuff.
insane amounts of money. And so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
money. Every time you get
It's all like a
It's
pissing contest to have like the most coolest stuff, and then they just
Like,
like lose so much. It gets
Brazil,
trashed.
when they were first got picked to host the Olympics there, they lost I think like around 500 to almost like $1 billion. Like they just increased the debt level by like $500 million to $1 billion.
That's nuts. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think we lose money every year trying to like bribe them because I'm pretty sure like the Olympics committee is pretty corrupt or some shit, and we spend like hundreds of millions of dollars trying to get it in like Chicago every year or something. We finally got on the docket. I'm pretty sure we've lost a lot
Ew.
of money on the Olympics too. Yeah, I
Why
think
would
it's
you
gonna
want
be
it at
I think it's gonna be
Chicago?
Chicago after
Yeah.
Tokyo or something after.
Why
Chicago.
Chicago?
Just the amount of shit that gets wasted too when the Olympics are done is incredible.
Yeah.
Denver would be good, for the Winter Olympics again.
Yeah.
They
What
should
about
build-
the Summer Olympics?
They should build
where
a
would-
stadium in the middle of the ocean, and so everyone
Yeah.
has to
And
fly
just
out
have it there
That'd be
every
s-
year?
That'd be sick, dude. Just a big
Yeah,
giant island.
I mean, honestly, if that was possible, let's just build every stadium we will ever need in the ocean, and that's where all of our athletes can go and stay, so we don't ever have to have this problem again.
Just pick an island out in the middle of nowhere, and then as long as it's big enough, we could host all the events.
Yeah, we can host CS:GO, we can host all the League of Legends, we can host
The first
everything.
international island,
Ooh,
international island. UN owns it.
oh, the UN though, like they kind of bad at doing their job, ain't they?
Not really, but
Huh?
really. Yes, but no.
Yes, but no.
Wait,
Gotcha.
Has Britain
That'll be
gotten
yes, little
out
bit
of
no.
No, they have. They're still working on that, aren't they?
Oh no, Brexit. I thought Brexit went through.
Did
They
it?
still have like a
I-
1 year period of transition.
Oh, okay.
They're not having a fun time. Everyone's kind of upset about the actual results of starting it, and they're like, "This
I
isn't the
think it's a
Brexit I
good move
voted
for
for," and
Britain.
it's like, bro, it so.
I think it's a good move for the UK to get out of the European Union.
I have no opinions. I have.
I think it's depends on what trade deals they get done, because right now they have zero
Yeah.
trade deals. So if it
You're
goes
right.
through the current
But-
system right now,
Well,
they're
like, the
just
current-
screwed.
like,
The entire
the
economy is
current
screwed.
Yeah, sorry. I think I cut you off there a little bit, but the current socio and economic health of that country is just not good. There's just too much of a divide, and their standard of living in comparison to, let's say, like upper class, even like middle class living there in comparison to here is it's bad. It's bad. And it'll help them, and with them exiting, it'll help them be able to regulate their borders, especially because they have just so many problems with organized crime coming in and just fucking shit up, honestly.
Mm.
And because of the European Union is what allows people to move between these countries so easily.
Yeah.
And so then you can have like a single, not even a passport, like your
European
whatever
Union is kind of like how the
identification
United
that
States
a country
is, right?
uses.
Yeah. The European
I think
Union
we- I
is
think
the
we're
United States of
diverging.
America.
I think we're diverging a little bit too.
We are hardcore.
Yeah.
Across the pond.
Yeah. So CS:GO live audience got canceled.
Yeah.
I was kind of It's kind of
Harvey
crazy.
Weinstein
Yeah,
found
fuck.
guilty and
But yeah,
landmark.
we can move
Oh
on.
yeah,
It's
yeah, we
the-
can totally move on.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, so Harvey Weinstein
got pounded, dude. I think we're waiting on sentencing.
He's about to get pounded even more.
Ooh, dude,
Yeah,
he's
so-
a sexual predator, and he's an old man.
No,
There's no way he's gonna
seriously, though.
do well in prison.
Well,
Like,
I think he's probably gonna spend the rest of his life in prison because he got convicted of rape. So,
yeah, he's kind of probably hard fucked.
bro, I was reading some of the,
Yeah.
I was reading some of the
6
stories, and
months,
it was
man,
actually
is a
pretty
long time.
horrifying. They talked about how he has like a deformed dick and shit, a bunch of like scars. 'Cause
Yeah.
he has to have like injections injected into him for him to have sex.
Yeah,
So,
he was like
it's
he was
fucking
suffering.
horrible.
I think what it was is he was suffering from ED. And for those who might not know what that is erectile dysfunction.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm
It's
just
so informative.
saying, man. Our viewers may or may not know. I don't know what they do and do not know. But apparently he was suffering from that, and one of the testimonies was like, I don't know how it was deformed and scarred because he was getting injections, like needle injections, into his dick to have it work or something, and and one of the people who were talking about that, like to corroborate this, they took, I don't know, someone like as the attorney or someone took pictures of Harvey Weinstein, like naked, and showed that in court or something. I don't know, like it was like the whole court. It might have been like a private showing. I don't know.
A private show.
A private
They
showing.
they showed it to the jury.
Cam sesh.
Yeah. They showed it in a closed jury thing or whatever. You're right, but
Yeah.
it was just talking about how like it's scarred and deformed and
Well, because
like
because
and like they weren't
victim
and like how the
described it.
woman wasn't even sorry.
Because the victim described it, right? So and
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
Then so they take pictures of it and give it to the jury, and the jury's like, "Oh yeah, she clearly knows what it looks like, you know? Because how else would she know it looks like this horrific
Yeah.
fucking thing that they're making me
mean-
look at?"
Yeah, she wasn't even sure that he was born a male. As how fucked up it
Ah,
was.
that's so funny. Oh my god,
Like-
that's hilarious. Actually,
Like it was insane.
he's an alien, man. It's just flat down there.
I don't know. Like they thought that like he was actually a transitioning kind of deal.
That's oh my. He just
Like-
not low key roasting this guy. While
Yeah.
Basically, that's how fucked up it was. Like, oh
Yeah, no, but truly, that guy truly is a sexual predator. Like
Oh,
For
he,
sure.
he's fucked.
he used his position, his power, his everything to his advantage, and
he
it's
is
it's a
now
sick thing,
found
actually.
guilty. It's insane.
Yeah, and not only like he will die in prison because he is facing charges in L.A. too. I'm pretty sure. So he's gonna die in prison.
Remember that stupid fucked up shit he did with like the walker and stuff to make him look old and
Dude,
frail, and then he's like walking
everyone's been doing that. It's been a trend. Bill Cosby did that too.
around. Bill Cosby was found guilty too, so maybe they should
I
stop
saw-
doing it.
There's this one Bill Cosby clip from an episode.
Oh yeah, I
of his
saw that, dude.
shows
I
where he
saw on
talks about the
Twitter where he like
barbecue
does
sauce.
that.
Ooh,
He does,
Oh
like, the
my
Ted whip
god,
thing.
I left. I was like, damn. Who would have thought?
yeah, such a big oofer.
And it's just so sad that it happens. You know.
Big sad.
are
But
People are
honestly, to
shitty.
me, it's majority of like that generation though, because of the way, just my personal opinion, because of the way I guess that generation might have grown up or viewed women during that time.
Oh, for
experiencing and
sure.
learning,
Yeah.
is that
It's
their
for sure because they're
perception-
old fucks and they think women are property.
Yeah.
that
Dude.
It's the
perception.
same as having a racist grandpa. He's
Saying what some of these
Yeah,
guys
exactly.
say.
No, it's
Like-
literally just that hit, like doing that literally is just you do not view women the same as yourself or as a
Oh, for
human.
sure. No,
Yeah,
he's
it's
absolutely
it's
like
so
a
sad.
product of his time, and he thinks that women are. Oh,
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
like I'm not saying like discrediting a lot of like I guess you could say teachings. Like I do honestly believe in certain levels of chivalry towards that, but like just
That's just like
that
opening the
literally
door,
but
like-
but just having that
yeah,
literally
chivalry is one thing. You can treat
Yeah,
someone
like,
as your
being
equal
polite,
and
like,
still like
just being
be
polite to
respectful and
be-
be
yeah.
kind.
Like you open the car door for them, you pump their gas for them because
But,
like
like,
it's a
doing
nice
the
little thing to
yeah.
do.
I wish
Just
you could
being
pump
like
your
a
own
polite
gas.
person, holding the door open for the next person, for instance, you know, just doing polite things.
Yeah.
But like on it, like viewing women as being incapable of certain things is just the wrong way to.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like you'll see how some of them talk. Oh, in this day and age, you can't do blah 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 anymore. Everyone's
But you should
listening.
have done it men.
Yeah, and I'm just like, no, motherfucker. These women have never liked it. This was never okay. It's just they could never say anything about it because of X, Y, and Z. Like they lose their job,
Yeah.
society would be pissed. Like they couldn't talk about it, and now that they can talk about it, it's finally talked about, and it's not. It's like, yeah, times are changing, but they're changing for the better, not changing. Oh, everyone's listening. You shouldn't have been doing that in the first place, you weird ass old fucker. Like,
He's getting.
You don't miss the
in,
good old
my
days,
guy,
John?
go in.
I was never part of the good old days, so I can't miss the bad days.
Did
That's
you
what I'm
guys
called.
hear what his female attorney said?
No, what?
No.
I think it's his defense attorney or something. She's a woman, and they asked her what she would do if she was in that kind of position. Like, how would she feel if it was her? And she straight up says, "I would never put myself in that position."
Ooh, get my blood boiling. Get my blood boiling, Kelsey. No, you can't put yourself in that position. It's not putting yourself in that position. It's being taken advantage of. That's what it's all about. Like,
Yeah.
It's 100%. It's victim blaming. It's the same thing. It's what she's been told her whole life. It's a product
Which is
of like
fucked up.
women that age were told it's your job to make sure you don't get like sexually preyed on or assaulted or
no, that's
That's
so
your
wrong.
job.
Like,
Well, plus he's an executive producer. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like if you want, you
Yeah.
want to be in a movie, you know? It's like, oh yeah, you're an
Exactly,
actress.
no,
Well, guess
exactly.
what? You can't be in the movie unless you talk to Harvey first. You know? Like what?
and it's like,
He's in so much. Like the Weinstein Productions is huge. It's like all of Quentin Tarantino's movies, all of like fuck, there's a lot of them. Either way, it's like hundreds, if not thousands, of movies where they've funded. You know?
it's
Crazy.
super messed up. Honestly, like, talk to this guy if you want to be in a movie. Like, how is that not predatory behavior for sure?
But like the thing that sickens me, like it is sick the way you said, but it also sickens me just as much for the people that knew that, like that had a hunch, like they absolutely knew.
Oh, more than a hunch.
Yeah. Yeah, those people.
Do you think it was like a boys' club? Like they all get together and talk about, hey Harvey, how was her? Like,
I mean,
How was her?
how was her?
I
Like,
don't think it's like that. I think it's more like, oh, Harvey's
I
doing
think
that
this
creepy
guy-
thing again. I'm just gonna try to ignore it.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's no one wants to be the guy like stirring the shit,
stirring shit in the pot. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if it's a big name. Like if it wasn't, an executive.
like Harvey. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's disgusting. It's great that we're moving away from that as a society, really.
Oh, it's just also just general education, just having access to more educational resources to let
And
people
more
know.
support for sure.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, regardless of what people think of like healthcare systems, criminal justice systems, rehabilitation systems, I mean, especially in America, it's significantly better than what we had even like 10 years ago. So,
All right, Trevor. I think we're
yeah, I'm just getting
We're
sad
out.
talking about it.
Yeah.
Well, so until April, we have a new moon, and after April, it's getting ejected. Sadly, thoughts?
Is it really a new moon if it's being ejected afterwards?
Well, it's like a temporary moon.
It's being
So it's not
injected?
really a moon
It's
because
not
Yeah, it's just a satellite object.
Yeah, it's a satellite object.
It's not really a
media. The media like to use words that they don't know.
Yeah, it's not.
Alex, this is off topic, but nice biceps, bro.
Thanks. Sorry, I'm stretching.
No, I'm being serious. It's off topic. It's super off topic, but I wanted to throw that
Oh,
compliment
sorry,
out
I'll
there.
straight to the topic. Can you flex again for me, Alex?
No.
Flex for us,
What the
buddy.
fuck, Alex?
Flex for us.
I don't have any biceps, but
Flex for us.
Whatsoever.
Oh, are you shy? Okay.
Fucking guy.
So, but I mean, the article called it a moon. People are calling it a moon. I mean, it's technically a moon, right?
How big
Until-
is it?
until it's
I mean,
gone.
No,
no.
it's a satellite object.
Yeah, doesn't a moon have to like actually stay in orbit for like a
No.
long ass time? No. Okay, what makes a moon then, Alex? Tell me.
It being a moon. That's
I'm
Oh
gonna
my
Google
God.
this.
All right,
Oh my god. Oh my God.
Yeah, a moon is a natural satellite of the Earth,
Yeah.
visible by reflected
would-
light of the sun. It is. It's a moon. It's a mini moon.
Okay. I guess
yeah,
it's
I would-
tiny temporary moon.
I guess I would assume though that it has to stay within orbit for a certain amount of time for it to be considered a moon.
Well, it's been there for like 3 years. We're just now
We're
discovering it.
just now finding it.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah,
very?
it's a small
What?
asteroid. It's like
Okay.
it's like a small car. It's like the
Yeah,
size
but-
of a small car.
but
Okay,
I think it's
it's been
bigger than
around
that.
for 3 years. We're just that. Oh,
I mean,
That's
space doesn't get
scary.
much funding, to be honest.
Yeah, that's really scary. One, two, and that
Oh.
doesn't. I would think that they could have, especially a car-sized.
Well, I mean, they weren't probably really looking for it. And to be fair, a car vast space when they're probably looking at distant planets and not our own, gravity field. It makes sense they took a little bit of time to notice
So
it.
we have how many claim moons? 1, 2, 3.
We have one moon, I know, for sure.
No, we have
man.
2 moons. You
11,
now know
12,
for
13,
sure.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 different claim moons.
Different
they-
what moons?
But
Claimed.
Okay.
is it perfectly set in orbit though? Do you know if they?
No,
All these-
because it's
no,
being
no, no,
launched
it's
in
interesting.
April.
Oh, April. Yeah, that's what you said. Okay, so
This
then
citrusy
it's just an asteroid.
is. A lot of
Okay, well,
these
that's
have
your
high
take.
citrusy.
I
But
think
this
it
says
honestly
it's been here for 3 years.
Yeah, but
So-
it also doesn't make sense to me because
The
of
most-
the amount of satellites we have in orbit and how we have to adjust these all the time to like dodge stuff like this. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just going insanely
So-
fast too.
I mean,
I think
Who
we're throwing a
knows?
lot of disrespect to this little guy. I think it's a moon. It's kind
hey,
of cool.
so
We got a
what,
second
look
moon.
what they did to my boy Pluto.
Yeah,
huh?
exactly.
Yeah,
After
yeah.
what happened to Pluto, we're really gonna call this guy
1986,
non-moon.
October 10th, was spotted.
The rounds don't make a right, John.
3753 Krithne. It's 5 kilometers in diameter.
That's
And
pretty
this is-
big.
Yeah, it's a pretty huge moon. But it's not technically a moon. It's a temporary satellite, kind of quasi satellite. So it is. I can put it in the chat. This has been around for a while.
Yeah,
It's been spotted in 1986, but it has a 1-to-1 resonance with Earth, basically.
What does that mean?
Orbits.
It shares our orbit, but it doesn't like orbit with us.
Okay.
I linked it to you. I'll link it in but wait. So it goes around the sun and it crosses our path in like at certain times, and we kind of
Okay.
gravity slingshot it.
Oh, the thing
Okay.
you sent to me personally.
Yeah,
Okay. I didn't actually read that. I was gonna read it later.
but yeah, it's pretty cool. It's
Yeah,
got a
I mean-
horseshoe orbit is what they want to call it. But yeah,
Okay. So
but there's
it's
a
like
lot of these quasi satellites and stuff like that, and it's a temporary quasi. Looks like a quasi satellite, shit like that.
do you guys think we could like send people from the ISS somehow to the other asteroid and like somehow mess with it to keep it in orbit?
And why would you want to do that in the
Would we
first place?
want it to?
Well,
yeah.
what, do you guys not want two permanent moons?
What would they
I
do?
feel
Like,
like that'd really fuck up the ocean.
I mean, it hasn't fucked it up in the last 3 years, has it?
It's just crossing our
But
path.
this
It's
is-
not like it's
If-
orbiting us every day.
I
It
bet.
was for 3 years, right?
Are you looking at the? Are you looking at this moon there?
Yeah, so I'm
It's
reading the New York
technically
Times article.
on the one that John linked.
Is it?
Or the
Oh, I
375.
just googled it. The object, a car-sized asteroid called 2020
Oh.
CD.
Oh, he's looking at the one we're talking about
Yeah,
there.
that's the
Oh,
one. Yeah,
okay.
CD3. 1 to 6 meters in diameter.
Yeah, that's what it's saying here.
That's pretty small. Is that really even?
well, it's not that small, guys. Come on.
Well, in the vastness of space, dude, it's kind of small.
Yeah,
You know-
6 meters is still pretty large.
Huh, how big is the real moon?
So I wonder. I bet.
The real moon, yeah. What the fuck?
2010
the real
TK,
moon.
7, 150 to
That's
500.
pretty big.
The real moon. All right.
300 meters quasi satellite.
So like
Another
because
1-to-1.
we can now able to visually graph out like gravitational fields. Well, we've recently learned that gravity actually has like levels of fields and
Yeah.
strength, and you can visually graph them out and see them. I guess
Yeah.
you could say.
This is just crazy
So,
yeah.
like that.
Well, you know, because of how recently
That's how we
they
get
got
Lagrange
into
points and stuff like
orbit,
that.
I'm sure
Yeah.
that they're looking at the way that this entered. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of data actually.
So, how we're on the okay physical characteristic. Mean radius of the real moon is 1,737.4 kilometers.
And,
That's the mean radius.
yeah. I'm pretty sure our moon is just a chunk of the Earth anyway. So
Yeah. So there's a difference between the sides of the moon, right? Like
Yeah.
the dark side and our side. There's a difference on
One's an album.
yeah.
Please. No.
So the theory is like the reason why our moon like has a different side, like a lot of magma, like darker spots in it on our side, and the other side is pretty much just one uniform color, is that all the magma when it was cooling down was closer to the surface on our side than on the other side, and so it cooled thinner on our side than it did on the other side because of the
Was that so? The gravity pulled the
Something like that.
magma. So like the gravity pulled the magma closer on the surface.
kind of like that, yeah, like how like we have our tides, so it kind of like
Yeah.
cooled slower on our side than it did on the
So
other side.
we affected the
Like a
magma
boiled-
tides on the moon, and then they just
Like a boiled
cooled
egg.
down.
Yeah.
Fucking magnets, how they work.
All right, that's pretty cool.
Gravity, man, it's crazy.
It really is.
Gravity's pretty cool. So if
Gravity is actually really cool. Everything
If
acts on
gravity-
each other. So cool.
if gravity's a wave, can we surf it?
True. All right, we probably.
I feel like okay, real quick, I feel like you actually maybe could, in the right circumstances with the right tools, but that's so futuristic. I don't even know how to even think about it.
Wait,
But I
what
feel
was
like
the
it's
question again?
kind of possible. I'm not gonna lie.
Y'all seen Interstellar?
What
Is he what?
was the question?
So y'all seen Interstellar?
If gravity was a wave, can we surf it?
We would get crushed. We would die instantaneously, just implode. No.
Not if we have the right technology.
Because-
We have to be big brains about this. We have to be futuristic thinking.
Well, the thing, but
Hoverboard.
like, he gave a comment because like we don't actually fully understand why gravity works the way it does. So we
Yeah.
know how it
True.
works, but
It
we don't know
affects
why
space time. Duh. It just affects space.
Yeah, it just
Okay.
affects space. That's how it works. It just
it-
affects
Alright.
space.
Well, because now there's actually some substantial evidence coming out that time is not on a linear line.
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
Because of
It's
things.
timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff. Wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff, all right?
Yeah.
This is what I get into for physics. This is what I want to be doing. So
Same.
yeah.
Same.
Oh, that's right, Alex. You wanted to go back to school for physics, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going back shortly.
That's awesome. That's great to hear.
Quantum life.
yeah, those quantum mechanics, man.
Quantum gang.
All right,
Yeah,
let's move on.
All right.
Fuck the theory of relativity.
So this topic's all gonna be 100% Kelsey. I'm also
So we're skipping it. Got it.
Out me.
I would thank Kelsey for bringing up this topic though, because even though like all us dudes are gonna know nothing about it whatsoever, probably didn't hear about it until now, it gives us some person or something to clickbait for once. I mean, in this episode, so can't really click. The Dow Jones falling 1,200 points. Like
They
Uh,
can. Just,
You don't know how my clickbait skills work.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, John's the thumbnail guy, so we'll see.
Hell yeah.
But either way, go ahead and roll with it, Kelsey.
I'm gonna use the restroom real quick.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh, wait, we can take a break if you're going to the bathroom. Let's take a quick break.
All right.
And we're back. All right, Kelsey, do you want to begin on your makeup drama stuff?
Yeah, for sure. So you guys might not have like an insight to the like makeup world, but I kind of want your insight more so on like just the ethics.
Okay.
Okay, so there's this. She was an influencer, like a beauty guru on YouTube, right? Her name's Jaclyn Hill, and she is a messy bitch, and a lot of shit has happened.
A missy
A few months ago. Yeah, well, so she started a makeup line with like Morphe, which is this big makeup producer.
Okay.
So she makes palettes and shit through them, right?
Okay.
She started her own makeup line a few months ago, and there was this huge controversy where her lipsticks that people ordered had like lint and hair and like pieces of metal in them when people opened them, and they were like, "What the fuck is this?"
On Reddit.
Ew.
Yeah, you heard about that, right? And I guess she
Most
gave
likely.
people refunds and stuff, but that's just like a brief view of what kind of business owner this woman is.
See?
So she is launching shitty. She's launching a new palette with Morphe, this big makeup company, and she is on her channel claiming that it's going to be like the same formula as her original one that she launched in 2017
You mean
and
the
all
one with
that.
the lint and the hair and the metal?
No, that was her lipstick that she made at her own lab.
Okay,
Okay.
gotcha.
Morphe's never had a
Oh.
problem like that.
Okay.
Oh, she
Like
did,
this
but
makeup company has never had that issue.
But she like manufactured and packaged it herself.
Yeah, and she claimed she was
Oh.
in the lab, and they
that's-
claimed it was like because of the kinds of gloves they were using, left lint when they were cleaning the vats, but that's not
Yeah,
how
because
you
that's how
clean
that
those.
works. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's weird. No one really knows exactly what happened because she obviously isn't coming clean about it.
Okay.
But so this new controversy, she is releasing this new palette, and she's like, oh, it's going to be the exact same formula. You guys are going to love it. Like, the colors are going to be so vibrant, and it's going to be so pretty on your eyelids. Problem is, this, what's her name? This YouTuber called Jen Loves Reviews, LUV''S Reviews. She went out because her sister bought the same palette she got back in 2017. They did a restock this year, and she went and bought one from Ulta. And she was like, I hate this. Why'd you tell me to buy it? Like, this sucks. So she was like, what? No, I have the same one. It's great. And she went back and, like, did little swatches on her arm and, like, played with it. And she was like, yours does suck. Why is yours different? And a bunch of people were asking Jaclyn Hill, like, hey, why do the restocked ones suck now? Like, what's different? Why'd you change it? She's like, no, it's the same. I swear it's the same formula.
So what's exactly different about them again?
So this girl goes in, does some research, finds out it is different.
Okay.
The new
So-
formula contains shea butter and coconut oil, which are like two oils that are supposed to make it smoother. Problem with that is that it decreases shelf life, which means the makeup will expire sooner because of it.
Yeah.
The other thing it includes now is carmine. Carmine is a dye made from crushed up beetles.
Yep.
If you guys didn't know that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a red pigment.
Okay.
So the problem with that is that her palette was originally marketed as being vegan and cruelty-free. And now, without telling anyone, they changed the formula to include dead bugs, which is not vegan.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty cruel.
I just think it's really fucked up.
So let me get this
So, like,
straight.
not only are they selling it at the same price under the same name, calling it the same product when it has different ingredients,
Okay.
but they've also taken a product that was previously like vegan and cruelty free, and without saying it's not anymore, totally fucking changed that without saying anything.
Okay, so legally, so what you're saying is that they fucked up by saying it's under the same patent, right? Or is it under the same
I don't know
product?
if it's the same patent. I didn't get into that much
That's what
research
I'm
because I was just looking
So-
into it this morning.
It was
But,
supposed
like,
to be
they're
identical
selling
to
it
the
under
old
the
one,
same
right? So it's
False
supposed to be like-
marketing?
false marketing. It sounds like one.
False marketing,
So,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
they're selling it under the same principles. Like, hey, it's the same exact thing as the old one is. But then they are using something that uses crushed beetles, and they're saying it's cruelty free and vegan, which that makes it not. Then it decreases shelf life, which makes a problem because if you don't tell anyone about that, no one will know about that. So that's lying to your consumers again. And then I don't know. It just seems like a shady business person.
Yeah, it's just shady business.
But is crushing
Is-
beetles really not cruelty free?
Well,
so
okay.
Oh,
to
but
me,
it
I don't
doesn't matter
care.
where you stand on that. Like, someone who's vegan, that might really matter to them. There are
Yeah,
people who
yeah.
don't eat honey because it's cruel to bees. Like,
Yeah.
whether you think that's
But
stupid or
honey is
not, that's
not
still
cruel to
their choice.
bees.
They should have that knowledge.
Well, no. Vegans don't necessarily eat or abstain for things because of cruelty-free. Like that might be for some people. But the thing about being vegan is you do not use any animal byproducts whatsoever. So honey is an animal byproduct. You can't use that. You can't use crushed up beetles for anything because it's still an animal byproduct.
Right.
It doesn't matter if it's cruelty-free or not. To us, vegans, being vegan is no animal byproducts, no leather, no anything.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what we think. It's breaking the veganism like code of conduct or whatever, I guess. And like that in itself is lying to consumers if you're selling it as a vegan product.
I just
So-
want some-
That's just false advertisement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the
it's
other
fucked
thing
up.
that's weird is that she's claiming that the formula for her original palette, which is still the same, is totally unique. And there is no other Morphe palette that uses that formula because she developed it herself in the labs.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you guys
The
look in the
labs,
Google
quote,
Doc, I linked you a Reddit thread.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's literally just showing someone comparing like her ingredient list and the ingredient list from another Morphe palette, and they're exactly the fucking same.
Are you serious? you fucking serious right now?
I mean, this isn't surprising to me. This might be a little bit ignorant because I'm obviously not in the makeup scene, if you guys haven't noticed. But I feel like getting into makeup is just like an easy thing to do now. I feel like everyone gets into makeup. Like Pokimane has their own makeup line, you know. A bunch of different people on Twitch have their own makeup lines. Like everyone has their own makeup line. So many YouTubers have their own makeup line now. I mean, obviously they're not in there actually making their own makeup, so they're just
but
basically just putting their
branding.
name on somebody else's.
Well, I
brand.
don't care if she made it or not, but like
It's the line.
it's leveraging your audience. Like that's really fucked up.
Oh,
That's saying
go
like
ahead.
they'll buy it because my name's on it.
No,
It doesn't matter if I'm fucking lying to them.
yeah, false advertising is just wrong in general.
Yeah,
For
like
that.
this person's just fucking her audience up because she wants money, I guess. Like she's not being honest. And like a lot of people aren't honest in business, but like this goes past dishonesty. Like these aren't white lies. These are like, you know, these are
Well,
pretty
and for
big,
some
you know?
people, like especially changing, like maybe when you first, you like really checked the ingredient list to make sure you weren't allergic to anything, and you knew you weren't, and then you went and bought a new palette because you like hit pan on your old one and you needed more, and now the ingredients are different and you're allergic to fucking shea butter, and you have an allergic
no,
reaction
yeah.
because there wasn't shea butter in the first.
And they're not telling anyone about these changes.
Right.
Yep.
So,
Like it's on the packaging. It's
all right. So
She cut out.
Yeah.
I think she cut herself out. So on this like ingredient listing, now they might have the same ingredients, but the like formula could still be different. Like the different like amount of colors, different amount of like, you know, everything in there
Oh,
could
yeah.
be
Could
different.
be,
Could have
yeah.
the same ingredients, but could be different amounts of it.
Well,
So
there's
it's
certain
technically
things
a
they
different formula.
There are certain things that they're allowed to omit, but like if it's purely, and especially if she has like a pending patent or a patent for it, which I doubt she does, because it looks like the same ingredients for practically majority.
that's most makeup. That's how you make most eyeshadow.
Yeah, so that's just false. Yeah, that's just false advertising. I don't know what else to say. It's fucked
Yeah.
up for the people that actually care about what's in it, and if she's advertising, especially that it's vegan free or like vegan, yeah, no, that's just fucked up, honestly. I'm just curious to see if she has a patent for it or a pending patent, though, because yeah, no, I doubt she does. But yeah, but people can
Yeah.
absolutely sue. Like for instance, if somebody like claimed that they had some kind of emotional distress from like using something they
Bugs.
believed was
Wait,
vegan,
can you
they
do that?
absolutely get some money. Absolutely.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, because for lawsuits in civil court, it's not guilty.
Just
of
pay
beyond a
out. They don't care.
It's preponderance of evidence. So it's like 45% if you want to like put a. It's like basically saying, yeah, you're probably right, and that's the level of evidence that you need instead of like beyond a reasonable doubt. Like
That's how OJ got screwed on the civil, but not on the.
yeah. Well,
criminal.
also
Yeah,
the
yeah.
prosecutors are just stupid.
Dude, hey, if the glove don't fit, you gotta quit.
That was catching.
But yeah, it's just false advertisement. Like I don't know what else to say about it because that's just wrong, and she could get in a lot of trouble for doing something like that.
Yeah, it's just funny that it's always the same fucking one.
That's actually.
I don't know.
Like I think she just needs to go to like QVC.
And what was the company you said that like she's sponsored by?
Morphe?
Morphe. You would think that they would recognize like, oh shit, this might not be a good thing we got going on with her because she's fucking up.
So I couldn't find it to send it to you guys, and my fucking is still typing zero.
Big oof.
Morphe literally made a statement on Twitter claiming that it was the same.
So they're in on it.
I can't find the fucking tweet anymore, but they
Maybe they
literally
deleted it.
replied to someone saying like, don't know what you're talking about. Like the formula's totally the same.
Guys, we gotta buy whatever product this is right now because I can totally see a lawsuit about to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
We could get in on it. We could totally
Man.
get in on it.
Gabriel's about making that money, dude.
Exactly.
He's in that stock market.
Go get that grind.
Dude,
always
blame
gotta
him.
do
Fucking
it,
hustle him, dude. Get
man.
it.
Yeah, dude, you gotta get on that hustle train.
Oh man, I don't know. My takeaway from this is that this person is shitting not to buy their makeup ever. If I get a girlfriend,
Well, yeah,
if
it might have metal and fucking cat hair in it. Shit.
yeah, shit.
I can imagine makeup also being a lot like clothes. What would you say about that when it comes to like marketing and like actual consumer buying? Like if you look for like that brand name actually does matter a lot.
It's always about the
To
brand.
some people, for
The
sure.
amount, and the amount of product that is just out on the market, for instance, that it's kind of hard to filter out a lot of those unique brands, for instance, or like starting brands, stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. That's I mean, like, I'll be the first person to say, like, whether you care about his personal politics or not, when it comes to makeup, I am a Jeffree Star fucking brand whore because he makes good shit. He makes good shit. So
Wasn't Jeffree
Does he
Star
actually?
like
That's what I've
gaslighted?
heard. I've heard that he actually does make from like just peers that
You know,
do
and
makeup.
wasn't he like gaslighted
yeah, and that's
hardcore?
like that's how I think you should build a good fan base as in regards to like your brand. Sorry, John, what were you saying?
Sorry, it's just I remember like that whole drama. Like it wasn't even his fault. Like manipulated or like everyone else was manipulated into hating him. Like
It's complicated.
Dude,
Um,
Jeffree
he's
Star
a
has
per-
plenty of reasons to hate Jeffree Star. Let's not.
I mean,
not get
Yeah.
twisted.
I'm not
He
saying
reacts
that,
with
but I'm saying
rage,
like
and he's said some fucked up shit, but he's also been one of the few people I think will get on YouTube and be like, "Hey, that was 10 years ago, and I fucked up, and I'm not doing it again. I'm sorry."
This is a funny
People
divergence.
change.
This is a funny divergence real quick because people talk about Jeffree Star now when they talk about makeup and YouTube and shit. Back in my day, when I was a kid, Jeffree Star was one of the biggest rock stars. But people would listen to Jeffree Star on like the school bus going to school. Like
Me too, man.
Yeah, he was up there with like people used to listen to him and like fucking like Fall Out Boy and like
He was a
Is it the-
scene kid legend.
oh,
is
fuck.
it the same Jeffree Star?
Yeah, same
Yeah.
Jeffree Star. Yeah,
Really?
He was a musician that was like really big in the scene, like the scene kids. Oh, what's the other one? Like Metro Hotel or whatever. That like
Oh,
Metro
yeah.
Station.
Metro Station, yeah, Metro Station. People always use the Metro Station
Green
and like.
Day would be kind of
Yeah, dude, it's fucking like that's so. When people talk about Jeffree Star now, but yeah, people fucking hated Jeffree Star back then, and they still kind of hate him now. I mean, I don't keep up with it, but it's just one of those
Yeah,
things I hear about
exactly.
all the time.
I don't know. I knew about the whole Jeffree Star controversy and stuff because of PewDiePie. I'm not gonna lie. Like he covered a little bit of it.
And
yeah.
it's a similar situation. Like PewDiePie fucked up, and people forgave him, but some people aren't willing to forgive Jeffree Star because he.
I mean, if you come out and you're like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry," like it was a
No,
mistake.
As long as you mean it.
Kind of got wrecked
Yeah.
when he dropped the N word on stream, though.
Yeah,
Like
he
the
did.
fallout,
Oh yeah.
he did get wrecked. Like he lost his Disney sponsorship. He
Yeah.
lost his Twitch affiliation like instantly, pretty much. Like it's ridiculous the amount of stuff he got hit with after.
I know everyone thinks he's an
plus
alt-right
that was like
asshole.
that was like the biggest
Well, the
meme
thing-
for months.
I saw that video. Like I haven't tuned into PewDiePie, like paid attention to him for like 4 years, and then
Yeah.
I just saw that video and I started laughing so hard. I was like, oh no! I was like,
No.
he's so fucked. I was like, damn it.
All right,
Oh,
we should
man.
probably go to the.
But,
Oh wait, you still want to wrap up on this?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to hit one other thing that
Mhm.
Gabriel said about like makeup and clothes being kind of similar. There's another just quick little makeup drama thing of like another fucking influencer making his own makeup.
Mhm.
Like leave it to the
Again.
professionals. But like Manny MUA is pissed off because he's another YouTuber. Makeup Revolution, which is a makeup company, they make a lot of dupes. So they make like, lookalikes and like
Mhm.
makeup that performs the same way and looks similar but is way cheaper. And he's pissed because they made a dupe of his like highlighter or something. So it is kind of the same. Like I don't know how you guys feel about dupes in like the fashion world, like
so,
Gucci or Supreme dupes or stuff like that.
yeah,
I
no,
think it's
that-
fine.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
It's not, I wouldn't. Well, like for like.
Not like out and out. Like don't
At
make a
first-
fucking shirt that says Gucci, but you can like follow that style and that vibe
Oh, no,
for a lower
absolutely,
price.
no, yeah, absolutely. And then, but the way the connection I'm making, for instance, is I'm wearing a golf sweatshirt. It's like
Tyler's
golf wang.
Tyler,
yeah,
yeah. the
yeah,
creator.
Tyler's line. This sweatshirt cost me $100. Like I'm just gonna say, yeah, $100. I can buy this same sweatshirt, like double woven, everything, like same quality for $25 for sure.
I would. I'd do
It
that.
just doesn't say golf on it.
So your question kind of with like makeup and clothing then is
I-
like, are there people who will spend that much fucking money for a product that
Well, I'm
just
trying to. I think the marketing connection, like that like how a brand presents themselves is all like very involved in.
Oh, for
because
sure.
I'm assuming because like that there's certain brands of makeup that are no different than, let's say, like a low tier brand, I guess you could say.
Yeah, there's drugstore makeup that's just as good as like, you know,
Exactly,
high
exactly.
quality name brand shit. But it is a scale, you know, it's like it's a difference between like buying a
But I'm
nice
curious.
suit or going to like men's dress house. Like there's a difference, but there's a kind of a
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sorry, I just thought of this question. Do you know who monitors or regulates like the ingredients that goes into
I thought it was the
makeup, for
FDA,
I
yeah?
think it's FDA.
Is it FDA? But I wonder how like
Here, I'll figure
it's
it out.
not monitored very strongly.
yeah, so that's kind of the conclusion I'm drawing from this
It's obviously
conversation.
monitored more here than like if you buy makeup. Like that's why you shouldn't buy makeup from the black market or from like Santee Alley and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Because if you're buying makeup from
No.
China, you don't have any idea what's in it.
What's being put in? Yeah, but like to what level? I guess would be. I'm gonna actually look into
Not
this
to the same
later.
level as like food, but
I just found this thing by FDA.gov, FDA Authority over Cosmetics. How cosmetics are not FDA approved but are FDA regulated. So there you go.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm not gonna read the article. I
Yeah.
just-
it's complicated.
Yeah, I'll look on my own time.
Yeah.
That's interesting, actually. That's yeah.
And that's the FDA's website themselves, so we can feel safe knowing and believing that.
Oh my gosh, the amount.
Thanks, fact checker John.
The margins, I'm sure, for makeup is just insane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you want to see someone making fucking money for sure, like just go check out Jeffree Star's YouTube channel
For sure.
and like look at one of his house tours. That motherfucker has so much money from making eyeshadow and lipstick.
bet.
It's insane.
I bet you for his like smallest bottle of whatever he's making,
It's gotta
he
be at least
probably spends
50.
No more than $1.
But like at least 50 like retail, you know?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, but
exactly.
there's so for example, most of his regular size like lipsticks, you're talking probably $16 to $18.
Yeah, that costs like 50 cents. No way. That's
To make,
ridiculous.
yeah, to make.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to get at. Is
But like most
the
like
amount.
drugstore brands, you're paying like $10 for lipstick anyway. So it's not like
Yeah.
it's that high of an increase. And like again, I will argue that like the quality makes it worth it. But there are brands that it's like that's the price and it's not up to the same quality. But they're just like,
So it sounds
well,
like Jeffree Star does pretty good with his makeup.
I mean, yeah, it's like makeup's like a huge multi-billion-dollar. Wait, did I
It's
hear a
insane.
double?
Yeah, I did. That was weird.
That was weird. Wait,
I'm hearing
what
it
is that?
again.
Is that? Did somebody unmute their Skype? Oh, I think
Gabriel
Gabriel's
did.
Skype is
I think
Skype's
that might be me.
There you go.
Alright, he fixed it.
All right, well, hey, we should-
anyway, that's all I have in YouTube drama land. So we can move on.
Yeah, we should really wrap this up. John, do you want to go through the super list and pick out the most interesting ones? See if we can knock some of these out. I can feel Alex
Yeah.
falling asleep. I think we stayed on the makeup drama a little bit too long.
What
on that
time
one.
is it there, Alex?
Only 4:50.
Alright.
Oh, is it
so,
nap time?
Yeah.
Alright, so I would say here's a big
Scotch and
one.
cigar time is what it is.
Don't tempt me, brother. But alright, so number one is the rainforest nursery with 2 million trees is being bulldozed in Perak, Malaysia.
Now, on that, I just read the article. Sorry. How do they calculate how many trees are in there? It's only a 200-acre area.
Nah, there's
This is just the headline, dude. I don't know. I'm just
no. So you could the logging companies they have methods and mathematics. I mean, it's not exact, but they can get it down within like one or two because we logged a plot of land that we had, for instance, and they have like mathematical formulas to help like that
And
area.
Also, I guess it does help that these are planted in a grid pattern, so that probably is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, for
Especially,
sure.
yeah, if it was.
It's because it's a nursery, so
Yeah,
They know how many they planted.
Yep.
I don't know what this is, but this looks interesting. I don't know who added this, but the McCamey Manor.
Oh shit, that was me.
Yeah, what is this about? You want to go through this real quick?
Yeah, you guys never heard of the McCamey Manor?
No.
Oh fuck. Okay, so I posted a link, I think, on the Google Doc to the
did?
webpage, and you can also check out their YouTube. This shit is fucked up. It's like marketed as an extreme haunted house tour, where it's like you have to sign this 48-page waiver, and the waiver says crazy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, dude,
Well,
this is fucking.
Wait, what is it? I
Ew.
don't understand what this is. Is this like snuff film on like on Netflix?
No, so here's the thing. So it's marketed as an intense haunted house. So you're supposed to go there for like an adrenaline rush or like to get scared, right?
Wait. Participant fully understands and
Uh-huh.
agrees that their tour may include the use of hypodermic needles, zappers, tasers, or dog shock collars.
Oh my!
Yeah.
What? So they can put dog shock collars on you?
So
If
the
you sign the
fucked up
waiver,
thing,
yeah.
fucked up thing is that this has been going on for years. Like I can't remember when it started, but it's been going on for like almost 10 years, I think. And this guy, Russ McCamey, started it in his back fucking yard. It's literally just like a maze of hell in his backyard at his house.
Fucked up.
Dude,
How
that's
much
some
do people
American
pay for it to go
expensive.
through?
It was in the documentary Art of the Scare. You can watch that. I think it's on Netflix.
Oh,
if you guys
I thought they were
interested.
airing like episodes of a TV show on Netflix about the people who go through.
No, absolutely not.
You're muted.
There's no quitting unless serious
You're muted.
physical or psychological injury is
Kelsey, you're
present.
muted.
What?
You're muted.
Hello?
Fully understands
Hello.
and agrees
Hello.
that being scared, having a panic attack, etc., does not count as serious injury.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So you can't sue him?
Okay.
No, this is
So
absolutely.
apparently you're supposed to give them like a safe word, right? But from all of the stories of people who've come out of it, there have been multiple situations where they've given the safe word and they don't fucking stop.
Understands and agrees
Which
that no
like
one
that's
may
got
pierce
to
their
be a
hand.
violation of some kind.
I need.
Your hand
to
may be
see-
smashed with
we would have.
tools.
We would have to look at the entire.
The entire waiver like hasn't been released. Like you can't find it. I don't
exactly.
think.
So what we would have to look at the entire.
So,
waiver. and
The other
exactly what it
thing
states.
that like just to give you an idea of how fucking awful it is, there's a $20,000 prize for anyone who survives the entire like 8 to 12 hour tour. No one has ever finished it.
This is 65. Participants fully understands and agrees that water torture may be used.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Okay, but there's a certain amount of things you can get away with in a contract, and a certain amount of things you can't get away
Yeah.
with. Like it doesn't matter what's on the waiver after a certain point. You know, you could literally sign like I'll give away my first blood, You know, my first son, and then
There's a lot
you can't keep that contract. You know.
Well, as long as
There's a lot of videos about it that like you can watch on YouTube.
Fully
They go
understands
way
and
more
agrees
in
it's
depth than
possible
I'd be
that
able to
joints-
go. So if you guys are interested, definitely look into it because it's fucking insane.
No, it looks
But
like-
basically, it's this giant torture house
this
in
is-
his backyard, and there's currently a petition. There's a lot of petitions to close it because it's fucking evil and insane. And like, there's a scene in the documentary where he has kids who live in the house, who are his children live at the house where he's doing this shit.
That's crazy.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna move
I
past
want-
this because
So
I
yeah, it's
gotta touch
fucked
up on
up.
two
You guys
things.
look it up on your own
Alright,
time. It's
Alex.
I
wild.
want to touch up two things. 61, 62. It's
Okay.
hilarious. Like it's hilariously bad. So
Okay.
these two participants fully understands and agrees that it's possible that joints, i.e., jaw, shoulder, elbow, wrist, knee, hip, etc., may be accidentally dislocated, and that participant will not hold him responsible. They also fully understand and agrees that they will be participating in various medieval torture devices such as knife throwing while strapped onto a spinning wheel, shackles, chains, gibbet cage, stocks, the rack, etc. Now, I think what they get away with the dislocating part is they say accidentally in the contract.
yeah.
Which-
Accidentally.
That there's no accidental in that shit.
Nah,
They're
it's
gonna do
not-
it.
No.
they
You know.
can get away with
It's
it.
also like going back to the prize. One of the reasons I think people never make it through, like no one's ever finished it because he just makes it go on until you fucking quit or until you want to die. Like people have literally said like I wanted to die. It was that bad. But you're not allowed to strike any of the actors and you're not allowed to swear or you're disqualified from getting that
Wait,
prize.
no, I swear that's a little cheap.
I'm
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
interested in what the people who haven't complained would say about it.
No, go watch on YouTube. There's some wild fucking people. It's like cult
That's the thing.
mindset. Like they've been brainwashed.
All right.
I would.
Literally talk about
So-
their tour
I
like
did
it's
not
like
really do
a
that.
spiritual.
Yeah,
Alright,
see,
so-
that makes it sound last day like no different than sending pictures of your feet for money, like in like the same sense of like fetishes, for instance.
I don't know, man. It's so fucked up to me.
I don't
though.
know if anyone has a fetish for being water tortured.
I'm sure there's someone out there.
Yeah,
You'd be surprised.
Kelsey,
Somewhere.
you
You would
really
be surprised.
underestimate the
You have
Internet.
feminism,
Yeah.
community.
All right,
So literally, this one. I know we're gonna move on,
yeah,
but I just remembered the story about this one bitch. She was like, "You can do anything you want to me, just don't just promise me you won't fuck with my hair." And they shaved her fucking head. They said, "Yeah, we promise, we promise."
That's fine.
That's fucked up.
Like
All
that's
right.
rude.
Yeah,
rude.
that's like fuck you, fuck you, specifically
But the throwing
fuck
knife
you.
part? That's crazy.
All right,
Like,
so-
yeah.
yeah, that's like illegal shit to me. So, speaking on illegal shit a little bit, lesbian teacher suspended for showing photo of future wife. So that's not the news. The news is that, like, it's part of the news. Gets $100,000 settlement.
Oh,
So,
God
so
damn.
what do you
Also,
guys?
what
You make
Alex?
the money.
Yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
what do you guys think of first of all, her getting suspended for showing her future wife, which who doesn't do that? Like in a heterosexual thing, right?
I
So-
literally, from the headline, thought it was gonna be like, shows her future wife's nudes because it
No,
cuts off.
no.
I'm like, what'd she do?
Oh,
Oh,
No,
she
no.
just showed her wife, and she's a lady.
Yeah, it's like I've had
Fucked
teachers
up.
show like, oh, this is my, like female teachers show this is my husband.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
won't the,
like, this is
won't
my
the kids
wife.
get a bad message?
Trevor, I know you're trolling,
Shut
so
the
fuck
fuck
off.
up.
Like, shut the fuck up. Like, it's just two people loving each other, and it's just like her future suspended. But the good news, the good side of the story, she got $100,000 settlement for it.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Fuck that school district.
Well,
Fuck that school
Dude,
district.
that's just the taxpayers paying for like the school being stupid. Like, I feel bad
Well,
for the
yeah, for
taxpayers
sure.
in that situation.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
It's not like anyone's getting fired or anything for that. They're just getting like, oh, here's taxpayer money. Here's $100,000 right in your pocket.
I think they should force the entire school district to sit through like a sensitivity seminar
Of course it's.
of like, get the fuck over yourself and stop being ass.
We need to get people out of these old ass times of game equal bad. Like, what the fuck is with that?
Like, just as far as I'm concerned, mind your own fucking business.
Yeah.
Like, imagine being suspended from your job because you showed someone that you love and want to spend the rest of your life with, and they're like, I guess you're fucking not working.
Guess you're not working here anymore.
Like, oh, it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's gonna be fun to talk about. So, a school found a USB killer, plugged it in, and now
Yeah.
the student is responsible for the damage that the USB caused that the school plugged in.
That's what the it's legal advice. He's asking if it's so. This was supposed to be like a topic for like if we consider this legal or not. So basically, the school has recently started searching bags and pockets when you come in the morning because someone got caught with pot. Last Thursday, when they searched me, I forgot that I had a USB killer, the thumb drive that electrocuted anything that I put into, plug it into. They asked me what it was. I said it was a thumb drive. Then they asked me what was on it. I was honest. I said it'll break any computer that I was plugged into. They took it away, and apparently they didn't believe me and plugged it in. And now they're telling me that I'm responsible for paying for 2 school laptops.
No.
Dude, they had to
Absolutely
make
not.
sure. They had to make
That's
sure.
I don't even know if legally they can seize
No.
something that's not illegal for him to have. Like, they can't just take his fucking thumb drive
Yeah. No. So
to
like,
begin with. That's all.
not
Yeah.
liable for damages.
Well, I mean, schools
whatsoever.
confiscate things all the time, so I don't know what the legality of
So-
that is. But
No,
to,
so-
but to take it and then use it and then blame them for you
There-
using it.
There are a lot of specific laws that y'all should look into about like search and seizure in schools.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
I
no,
had to
trust
do
me.
it for my testing to become a substitute teacher, and you can't just take shit from students.
Man, you have a lot of
Like, that's not
lot
how
of
that works. There's
education.
specific code and conduct you have to go through to do that. You can't just be like, well, what is it? Well, give it to me. I'm confiscating it. Teachers do that because kids are dumb and don't know any better. But like,
Yeah.
that's not how that law works. Like, you can't just take shit because you don't know what it is. If you think it's a threat to the student or you think it's dangerous, you can confiscate it. But like, a USB drive's not going to fucking hurt anyone. Mind your business.
Well, also when it comes to just the criminal and like legal, like liability stuff, especially since he disclosed what it was, being honest and upfront that he disclosed it 2, there was zero intent for him to use that drive in a malicious like.
Yeah, it was taken from him.
Yeah, it's taken from him, and there was no actual intent to use that in a malicious manner. Like that was the only way that he would be liable is if they can prove that his intention to use that thumb drive was in a malicious.
So the best part about this,
yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So the best part about this, and I want to get to the mindset of the kid. Oh, they're gonna be searching us. Let me just accidentally bring this thumb drive that kills anything it goes into, and see if they actually take it and use it. Like he probably has that mindset. He is trolling them, but he disclosed it at the same time. I would disclose. Yeah, so disclosed.
I feel like he had to have done it on purpose.
Yeah, he didn't know. He disclosed that it would kill the computer.
Yeah.
I
feel like if he doesn't disclose it, then like that might be like a little bit.
But no, yeah, in like a very
like it's like, hey man, don't use it. It will kill your laptop.
Gabriel, go, come on.
But like in a very just literal sense that like he literally he goes, it will kill your computer. Don't do it. Like there's no way you can get around that. If he disclosed, like sure you could say he had the mindset of coming up there tricking them, but he in a court of law, literally he disclosed it will kill your computer, and they did it regardless. So he's not.
And then they did it twice. It was 2 school laptops.
To be fair though, look at it from a teacher's point of view. Like if I saw a USB and they're like being all shady about it, like, oh, this will kill the computer. Don't plug this in. It'll kill the computer. There's nothing bad on there. It'll just kill the computer. You know, I'd be like, oh, there's something. He's got porn on that, and I'm about to fuck this kid. I'm gonna bust this kid so hard.
But then why would you open it? Like, just call his fucking parents, confiscate it, and be like, I'm calling your fucking dad.
Well, you can't call somebody's parents because you think they have porn on.
So we don't know the age.
Like, what is that?
Should.
You gotta slam this kid.
So we don't know the age of the kid. So he could be 18. So let's say he does have porn. That's legal for him to have.
Well, and you can't have it at school.
Why not?
Yeah, porn at school.
No. Why can't you have a USB with porn on that school? Is that like he's watching?
If he's not, as long as he's not,
it's just it's his private property that he has brought to school. That's the fucking.
I'm sure most of them have porn on their phone.
Yeah.
So
but you're not allowed to use your phone at school either.
Some schools.
Your phone at school.
Some.
I learned this year. Some schools don't give a shit.
They don't.
Yeah.
My old high school, yeah.
So no, I don't think it doesn't matter if he's being shady about whatever. Even if there's porn on it, like you don't have to call your parents or just take the USB and be like, yeah, I get it back at the end of the day. Like if that's what you're gonna do. But to plug it into your computer to like find and like snitch on him, even when it's not your personal property, like fuck you. There's probably even if there's illegal shit on there, like what's illegal? It's gotta be like snuff films to like be legal. You know,
it's illegal. It's like if I mean, it's kind of your duty as a teacher to like stop like the distribution of porn between like students that are happening at school.
Why should you care as a teacher?
Okay, but like,
I'm just saying devil's advocate.
It's your duty as a teacher to stop that happening on school grounds for sure. But he got searched and then seized. It wasn't like he was, yo, look at this fucking porn I got on my computer or like on my USB. Like let's give it to you somehow. You know, it's. He got it taken from him. It doesn't matter what's on the USB. And then he's like, oh, it'll just kill your shit. And then they plug it into 2 different laptops to make sure. And then they're like, oh, dude. And they're like, dude, you fucking brought this USB. You're going to pay for it. It's like, no, fuck you. Okay, fuck you. You stole it.
At the very least, you think they would have found, like, I don't know, the AV club fucking teacher and been like, hey, is that a real thing?
Not even that. They could have just Googled it. They could have just
Googled it. Fucking real.
You would think IT. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's just like it's just ignorance as well. Like, if you found a USB drive just on the ground, for instance, and you wanted to see what was on it, I would never plug it into my computer until I set up like quarantine for it. Like
a safe virtualware.
You go to the library for that.
Virtual box or something.
Yeah,
library.
Exactly. Until I went and exactly.
Don't use your shit.
Plug it in and then see what's on, because that's just pure ignorance also on their end to not believe the capabilities of something like that. But
it's just some boomer shit.
Whatever was
it really is.
Yeah, if he actually programmed whatever's on that flash drive, props to him, man. Like
fucking genius.
Sure. It's like
I think
you find a USB,
electrocuted, so I think it was just a USB that was bought that would make it kill. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he probably it just installed. It just
No, I don't
had
think it
some
even saw.
kind
I think it just would give it
I think
a
it just
burst of
fried it.
electricity.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Yeah.
two ways.
Like
so
just
yeah,
short circuit the whole fucking thing.
capacitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause a
Yeah,
short
yeah.
circuit.
But like he
Yeah.
could have, well, yeah, it could have also installed something, for instance, that can manipulate the voltage output from your power supply in the computer
Yeah.
to fry it, or he could have just manipulated the flash drive to short it. Because, well,
I like to believe
I
he
think no,
bought a
he had to
USB that
install
was
something.
made to
No,
do
because
send electricity through it.
no, it
He had
has
to
to be a
install
program.
something, yeah.
It has
Yeah,
it
it
has
had
to
to
be a
be a
program
program,
because
yeah.
USB
Really? You can't just
yeah,
do a hardware. You can't just like.
no, because they have like I don't. It's like circuits that go.
All right, yeah. Okay, so hear me out.
That go to
So
your.
why couldn't they take the USB that has, let's say, a battery or something in it? Because they make batteries small enough for that for sure. They take the USB, you put it in, and as soon as you put it in, it's like it has a connected circuit because it's still electricity that converts everything. So it's still electricity. So it would send the electricity from the battery through the laptop.
So you're talking about capacitors. So you would have a capacitor that would complete the circuit, and the capacitor would shoot through the amperage or the voltage through the actual USB. But if it hits the motherboard, there's circuitry on the motherboard that is designed to fry before they actually fry the motherboard.
True.
Or the computer will be able to quickly recognize the amount of power input, so then they could just instantly turn off the.
True.
USB.
That's right.
I'm leaning towards, in my personal opinion, he probably programmed something to
Just like an
Or-
override
yeah.
program.
Yeah.
try to fry it. Because if he's able to fry everything,
All right, Alex,
That-
you said how. Alex, you were saying how if you found a USB on the ground, you would do something
Yeah.
about it.
If you find a USB on the ground, like, as Gabriel say, don't say, if you find anything, sort of media carrying device, don't put it in your computer or like on a CD. Don't put it on your computer. Don't put it in a CD drive. Don't do that.
If you
Don't
need to
put
know what it is, do something that's not yours.
Just
Yeah.
take
it to
it.
the
Take it
police.
to someone. Like, I found this on the ground. It probably has something bad on it. You know?
yeah, well, no, like if you already know,
Or
it
some
probably
poor
has, like,
kid's
bad-
thesis
yeah,
paper.
Or pour some.
Yeah. If you know it has something bad on it, you definitely don't put it. So this will kill your computer. I'm not going to plug it into my computer.
Yeah, like come on.
So there's a thing in the military, like you're not supposed to put USBs, anything
No,
in the
that's-
USB
yeah.
drive inside the computer. If you do, your computer instantly quarantines itself, and literally like in 5 minutes, you're gonna have people at your door, like
Yeah,
with handcuffs, but like
I
in your
learned
office,
all
like
about this.
I need you to come with me. It's
yeah,
like,
I learned all about like
Oh man, that's scary.
in my security classes.
I
It's
have to do that for
ridiculous
Snowden.
the amount of procedural stuff that just is involved with literally just if you plug in something to a computer, it's just
It's because shit like this can happen.
military, they're
Yeah.
probably swarming your ass. Like, what are you
Oh, yeah.
trying to do with it? Like,
Yeah. We've had
Trying to
young
s-
people in deployed locations plug their personal USB, and then they realized they did it, and like, fuck. But literally, like 5 minutes later, they had people in like black suits that they're fucking like in their office, like,
Oh man,
yeah, like,
dude,
Let me
there's some
talk to you.
spooky shit.
is there? Are there? So you can't plug any storage device into any computer, is what you're saying?
right, yeah, no, it has to be
Because they don't want
authorized, but
unsecured transfers. Like you can't be
Yeah.
taking data back and forth.
so
or like
Yeah.
malware. Like if
Yeah,
like
it's
if they
malware.
got malware and stuff, it'd be fucked.
how do you think we destroyed Iran centrifuges?
Yeah,
Well, I don't know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Iran had centrifuges for
Big old
nuclear.
guys.
Yeah. So for nuclear production for nuclear weapons. So what we did, and we're like, how can we infiltrate this closed network? So what we did is we like, all right, USBs. So they were
Oh,
just
yeah.
leaving
my God.
random USBs around the facilities.
And they just literally plugged it in.
And these guys plugged the USB in, and it self-routed itself to find the centrifuge. So there's a little quick snippet on YouTube. I'll link it after the stream. But literally, it was a program designed to worm its way to the centrifuge through first it was HR to wherever else, and then so forth until it found the centrifuge and the serial numbers for those centrifuges. We knew the serial numbers that they had, and so it was designed to destroy those centrifuges serially. It spins them up faster than what they're supposed to and regulated, and they basically shelled out and destroyed themselves.
Oh my gosh,
Well,
that's
it's
fucking
all-
funny.
aren't there still like active remnants of that still
Yes.
like active today? And then also aren't certain countries also weren't they able to isn't there a concern that they were able to actually identify the code for
Yes.
that to be able to use it? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanna,
Yeah. So the reason why it's not a big deal, technically, that virus in particular for our centrifuges is because
Mhm.
it's targeting certain serial numbers, not just centrifuge itself.
Could
So it's
they get
targeting
the
serial numbers.
could they get the codes, and if they knew the serial numbers, change the serial numbers that they would target?
Yeah, they could do that.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
the only reason why it was found out is because it got out in the European Union. Like, what's this
Yeah.
code on here? But it's not doing
But-
anything. But what
yeah,
is
they
going
look-
on with it?
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
fucking funny.
Yeah.
I think this is a good
Alright.
time to wrap up. We've been going for
Yeah.
a very long time.
Yes, sir.
Almost 2 hours. Let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going for a long time. All right, we can do shout outs. In the top left, Kelsey, you can find her on twitch.tv, The Last Capricorn. She just set up her streaming setup, so she's streaming soon. New streamer, everyone check her out and follow her. In the middle, one of our hosts, Omnidystrophic. Then on the right, one of our guests, Donut Pants. I think you say you're a new streamer?
Yeah, I've been just recently actually, so
He's
What do
got
you-
guinea
what do you
pigs if you're
stream?
interested.
I got a guinea pig, so
Guinea pig camp.
Guinea
yeah,
pig
scooter
cam.
the scooter cam.
What do you
Scooter camp.
what do you stream in general?
World of Warcraft.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
All right. Hell yeah.
Classic or retail?
I'm doing retail right now. I'm probably gonna get into classic soon here.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, honestly, I just recently got back, found a new love for it. So
Hell yeah.
It's
Dude.
awesome.
yeah,
In the bottom left, we have hi or John. He still needs to change his
Hello,
name.
hello.
It's the worst
There.
fucking Twitch username in the history. Yeah, you find him on
I
Twitch.
like my Twitch username.
72 degrees outside.
All right, and me at Trevor Monreal. All right, and follow me on Twitter at Trevor Monreal too. Anyone else have any extra shout outs you want to do for like extra social media?
So I really want to say thank you, Donut Pants. Thank you, Gabriel, for coming and joining us. It's fantastic to have guests on here so we can get different ideas
and Kelsey.
different inputs.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Kelsey, Kelsey's friends with us, in general. So I'll
I
give her a
must
shout
work
out.
for this shit.
But
Well,
I
thank
really
you,
would
Kelsey,
like.
for being here.
Yeah.
So I
Thanks,
really want
John.
to give a extended hand out to him because
Thank you as well,
Honestly.
Gabriel.
it's great to have such a different input from our own community and our own group, and have somebody from the outside have their views come in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, hopefully we can have you on again soon. We got to clear this list of people. There's so many. Dude, I didn't expect so many people to respond to that Reddit thread. We have
I
so
saw
many
that,
guys.
and I love what you guys are doing because, like, instead of trying to focus on maybe the people that already have like 100 viewers too, that honestly would probably be willing to come on, like you just having a bunch of just honestly randoms.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
No, it's
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
I like
Awesome
it.
opportunity to provide for people starting out. So
Hell yeah.
Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
And
Do you have any extra
John
shout
could do
outs?
the
Any extra shout outs?
John could do the shout out to Kelsey. How about that? John was going to do that.
Yeah, thank you so much, The Last Capricorn, for coming on to our good old podcast. We know you had to make time for it, even if you are.
You cut out, but that's fine. I mean, like extra things. So I'm shouting out my Twitch and my Twitter.
Yeah.
anyone else
So
have anything else to shout out?
if you, my Twitch is hi 6u6hs_hi. In the about pages, you can find my Discord and my Twitter. So go to my Twitch and then
Oh
click
yeah,
on those
we have,
links.
we have a joint Discord too. You can join. And if you stream,
Yes.
you can get on the show too.
Yeah. So go follow me on both my Twitch, Twitter, and join my Discord, please.
Anything you want to shout out, extra donut?
yeah, just Twitch at Donut Pans, and then changing favorite fast food, not sponsored in any way, by the way. New York Fried Chicken in Grand Rapids on the corner of Division and Wealthy.
Hell yeah.
Best fast food ever. Gotta go get it. Honestly, you get a bucket of chicken for like $10.
Hell
It's
yeah.
like
dude.
20.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I'll have to look this up next time I'm up there.
Yeah,
Alright,
man.
cool.
All right.
Instant.
Alex, you got?
No,
No,
yeah, anything that I want to shout out, Kelsey? Any last shout outs? Twitter?
My Instagram is Kelsey is away. I'm not on Twitter much at all. It's dead to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Well, thank you to everyone for watching. Thanks for everyone who stopped by. Thanks for all the follows and shit. And that was a huge amount of followers that stopped by, but I appreciate that. All right, bye.
Bye bye.